Welcome back to Attitude After Results, presented by Teamwork Online and the Clubhouse. If you guys are watching on YouTube or on Spotify, you guys see I'm in a Christmas sweater. And it's not Christmas season, so that's really weird, right? Yeah, it is weird, and I am also, and I'm okay with that. Today we're going to talk about holiday hangovers, so I thought it'd be a little festive from one of the best movies out there. Got a Christmas sweater on. First, we're going to talk about what is Attitude, Effort, Results doing right now, because people have been loving that segment, and I think it also gives you a peek into what Hunter and I are doing on the back end, how we are growing this thing, how we are helping people, and honestly, I think it opens up a little bit of personal aspects to our lives, and I think that's important. As you guys follow our journey, as you guys come on this journey with us, I think that's important. Again, this is not just us talking into a mic. This is a journey. This is a process, so we're looking to help people along their journey as well. Today we're going to talk a little bit about what's Tanner doing, which is kind of fun. If you guys have followed me on LinkedIn personally, you have seen that we started a Phoenix Suns Sales Academy for the first time ever, and I've had the opportunity to be a founder of that program. I've had an opportunity to run it in its first year. We are currently 3 of 6 weeks into the program, and it is going well. It's fun because we get to bring people from all over the country and some of our internal candidates and teach them the sales process, walk through the offense that our team runs, and allow them the opportunity to build relationships with people inside and outside of the organization. So that's what we're doing now. It was really fun to build that Sales Academy. Took a lot of different departments involved, took a lot of different steps to get that done. I do not want to go into details because I do respect the policies that my organization has. However, as a leader and as you guys look to be a leader, I can tell you that it's important to have opportunities like that. And we went from about 60 or 70 applicants to the 30 that we have in the program within a pretty short amount of time. And honestly, it was pretty easy because half the applications stunk and half of them were average. And we really just took everybody that was average and above. And there was a good 5 to 10% of the people that were absolutely elite and killers, and we didn't even interview them because of all the steps that they took. So a couple of the things that I can tell you is, one, if you submit a resume or if you submit an application, please attach a resume and please attach a letter of recommendation. Like, that's easy. Get somebody else on your behalf. We had 60 or 70 people apply and 7 people attached a recommendation letter. You want to be in the top 10%? All you had to do was literally ask one person to write 4 paragraphs. Transparently, you want me to be super transparent? We didn't even read the recommendations. I didn't even open the file. That might be bad of me to say on camera. We didn't even open it. If you went the length to go find somebody to talk on your behalf, we trusted that it was right. And we had to go through this process pretty quickly. And so that's not how that happens probably ever. It probably shouldn't happen, but we had to do that. And we knew if you were somebody who went and got that, move you on to the first round. I didn't even look at it. Only 10% of the people did it. You know how lazy you got to be to not even do something? Oh my gosh, I can't find jobs in the world. I've applied everywhere. You're just freaking lazy. You're not even doing the bare minimum at this point. We put a spot on the application for people to submit their resume, intentionally made it optional. It was intentional for us to make it optional, and 10% of people did it. And then without ever looking at it, we actually just passed you on to the first round of interviews. Ridiculous. There are 30 people that are now having the opportunity to learn and put this on their resume, learn, build a network, and it didn't even take that much work. So it's been fun to build. It's also been fun to see how lazy people are, because it gives me more fuel to my fire, because I love lazy people. All right. Oh, man, I'm in a Christmas sweater. It's January, and still 60 degrees here, so it feels weird, but we're going to do this anyways. Purpose of today's episode: do not let your holiday hangover keep you from achieving the success this year If you're coming back to school, if you're getting back into the flow of work, if you're starting new year, new careers, new habits, whatever you're doing, it better not be a New Year's resolution that you're letting go. We already did an episode on that a couple weeks ago. Do not let the holiday hangover get to you. Most people will take time to, if you're watching on YouTube or Spotify, you can see my hands right now. If you can't, you can probably tell by the sound of my voice, get back into the groove. I did just hit air quotes if you didn't see it. Oh, man, I got to just get back into the groove, man. Holiday, man. Holiday. Yeah, I know. Just got to get back in the groove. Well, guess what? Not you. You don't have to because you're elite and you've worked way too hard to take 5 days to get back into the groove. You've worked way too hard on yourself, on setting habits, to just take 2 days to get back into it. That's what lazy people do. And guess what? That's what 80% of America does. And you're not one of them. Who has ever, just raise your hand. I don't care where you are right now, or where you're listening to, or who's around you. I don't care about a lot of things except for helping people, honestly, and my wife. I do care about my wife. Who has ever, just raise your hand if this is true, come back to work on a Monday after a long weekend or after somebody has come back from vacation and heard or has said, man, I need a vacation from my vacation. Or who's come back to school after a holiday break, maybe like right around this time of year, kind of funny how we timed that episode up, and said, hey man, how's school going? And your answer is, man, just getting back into it. Excited for syllabus week because I don't have to do anything for 5 days. I'm just getting back into the groove of things. One, before I move any further, I'm going to tell you, while looking you in the eye, that was me. So I'm not telling you this from a throne or a place above you. I'm actually telling you from a place below you because you're better than I was at that age. And I've seen it happen, and I've seen what we're about to talk about work. And so it's not my job to talk at you. It's my job, it's my passion, it's my goal to give experiences that have happened to help shorten the gap to the successful place that you want to get to in your life. So, how about we just stop letting the holiday hangover hurt our progress? You're wasting a week or two, or maybe even just a day or two, just, here's my air quotes again, getting back into it. How about you just avoid being a percentage? Because according to a study that we found, 31% of employees waste around 30 minutes a day. A third of the workforce wastes 30 minutes a day. Doing nothing, by the way. The top 10%, you want to go to the top 10%, waste upwards of 3 hours during an average workday. How nuts is that? 3 hours you're wasting getting coffee, talking about fantasy football, talking about your weekend, researching stuff online shopping. You're just wasting time. What about instead of being at the office for 10 hours and working for 7, we just be at the office for 7 and work for 7? Or be at the office and work for 8. How about your production level if you're at the office for 8 hours and actually freaking work 8 hours? People are like, oh my gosh, I'm wasting so much time. Like I'm at work all the time. How about we actually work when we're there? And then we schedule time outside of that so we don't have to work 12 hours a day. We can actually just work 8 and get 8 hours of work done instead of going to work for 10 or 12 and getting 8. That's stupid. You want me to come at you today? I'm coming at you. You don't want me to come at you? Sorry, I'm still coming at you. And I'm actually coming at myself. I did this when I was in Miami. I was in the office probably 10 or 11 hours a day. I probably worked 8 hours a day. that needed to change. I was never a $1 million seller in Miami with the habits and everything that I had formed there. I was never going to sell $1 million when I was in Miami. Fact. I can look back and tell you that that is a fact. I was never going to be a $1 million seller in Miami. I can humbly tell you I just passed 2 in my second year here in Phoenix. That has nothing to do with how good I am at my job. It's just that I am efficient in what I do. And I actually work the 8, 9, or 10 hours I'm in the office now. Now, does that mean I sacrifice some of the relationships in the office? Yes. I do not have near as strong relationships here in Phoenix that I did in Miami. So I have sacrificed that. That is also a fact. I have sacrificed my work relationships here more than I did in Miami. But my goal here was not to have 100 best friends that I work with. Good or bad news, I don't hang out with anybody I work with outside of the office. We can get into that down the road. My goal is to be a manager, to be a leader, and sometimes leaders have to step away from hanging out with their people outside of work. And as I look to transition to that portion of my career, that's a step that I have chosen to take. Now, it sucks. Sometimes I have great relationships in Miami. Still talk to them daily. You don't think I want a relationship like that here? Hell yeah, I do. The reason I say that is because here I have been intentional with my time. And again, I'm not telling you this from a position of higher power. I'm telling you this because I've gone through it both ways. Elite people don't waste time. Time is the only thing. It is the only thing you can never make more of, except for dirt. You can't make more dirt. Time and dirt. Those are the only 2 things you can't make more of. And I know my audience pretty well. I know you guys pretty well because you guys are really active on social media. You're tagging us. You're reaching out to me every time I see you in person. You're talking to me, and I appreciate that. So I feel like I know you guys pretty well. Not sure anybody's in the business of making dirt. So I feel confident in saying one of the only things that you'll never get more of in life is time. Elite people don't waste time. Time is your most valuable asset. Create habits and steps so you can step into work or step into school after the holiday, after a break, after a vacation, and hit the ground running. Go hit the ground running when you get back, because now you're going to run the race from ahead of the pack instead of being with or behind the pack. This is what happens. People are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they got a job over there. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they're talking to those teams. Oh my gosh, look, they have 4 job offers and I have 1. Well, guess what? They were in front of the pack the whole time. So when people look for jobs, who are they going to go to? They're going to go to the person in front. That person in the front happens to get all the job offers because they're in front. And you're running the same speed. You might not even be behind. You might be like right in the same race as everybody else. Well, guess what? People are listening right now are not looking to be in the same space as everybody else. You're looking to be ahead. You're looking to be elite. And guess what? You are elite. And that's why it frustrates me to hear people that are like, oh, man, yeah, just getting back in the groove of things. Holidays, man. Just, everybody's doing it, so holidays. Right? Ed Milet talks to me personally in my soul when he did an episode and said, can you just have half of the Christmas cookie? It tastes the same the second half as it does the first half. Can you just have half of the dessert, half of the cheesecake? Because it tastes the same the second half as it does the first half. That speaks to my soul because I love dessert. Love dessert. Can I have 1 piece of chocolate instead of 7? Because the next 6 are going to taste the same as the first one. Can you cut the cycle? Maybe the last 2 days of your break, maybe you start waking up early a little bit again, right? Go back and listen to episode 19 that we just did and help create strong habits to achieve your goals. That's important. A suggestion for you, maybe the last 2 days of your holiday break, maybe the last day of vacation. Let's say you have a 7-day vacation. Maybe you party hard, have a great time the first 5 days. And then day 6 and 7, you get up early and eat healthy. And by the time you're back day 1, you're ready to rock. Right? You're like, oh, whoa, what's the point of getting ready and being healthy if you're vacation? Like, I deserve a vacation, man. You might deserve a vacation. I get that. It's important, actually. I'm not saying don't ever go on vacations, don't ever take breaks. I'm just saying spend 1 or 2 days just getting yourself back into the habit so you can hit the ground running in front of everybody else. Right? Maybe you start eating clean again, or start working out again, or start studying again. Oh, whoa, Tanner. Whoa, cool. I get it if you're in a working class and you want to stop taking vacations, but like start studying again. I just studied for a full semester and they finally gave me a break, and now you want me to study during my break? I don't even have anything to study. Next week's syllabus week. How many of you just had that thought? I'm guessing a decent amount. I'm guessing I just hit some hot buttons. I'm guessing you're kind of shaking in your boots right now. Go find something to learn. You don't even have classes yet. Oh, Tanner, I don't even have classes yet. How can I start studying again? Go find something to learn. Get your brain back in. It doesn't have to be all day. Just go take 1 hour. The last week of your break. You have 4 weeks of break. Warning, you'll never have 4 weeks again of break in your life, and that's not real life unless you're actually a teacher or professor. You don't need 4 weeks of break. There's a reason why every company in America doesn't say, hey, man, I hope you just have 4 weeks off every now and then. Like, hey, man, we're just going to give you 4 weeks off. Every 12 months, we'll just give you 2 months off. Like, there's a reason the world doesn't work like that, is because it's super inefficient with work style, because you get so far out of it, because exactly what we're talking about today. You get so far out of race that you can't get back into it for that long. So I'm not saying take the whole break. I'm saying take the last day or two, take the last week, and just go learn for an hour. Wake up early the last 2 days before school starts. Just get back into a groove so you can hit the ground running. You might think I'm crazy in saying that. And first things first, you'd be right, because I am a nut job. But we're different. You and me are different. We act differently, and guess what? Because we act differently, because we create different habits, we deserve different results. People who are listening to this podcast don't run at the same pace as everybody else. We are the elite. We are the 1%ers in the world. We are those who are changing the lineage of our family history. Is that a little out there? Probably, but guess what? Somebody's got to do it, and I'm willing to take that stand because I know who you guys are. I know who's listening, and I believe in you. And because we're different, we get different results. We get different outcomes. And some people might look at us and say, and again, I'm putting you and me in the exact same boat. We're swimming in the same waters. We're in the exact same boat, rowing the same boat. No, I'm not a Minnesota Gophers fan, and I don't like rowing the boat. For this instance, maybe I do. If you're not into sports, I'm sorry. I have ADHD, and I like going off topic sometimes. Having fun is important. Don't get me wrong. I like to have fun, too. I like to go out for a couple of beers. I like to stay up till the sun comes up every now and then. That's okay. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't have fun in life. I promise you, I've had a little bit of fun in my life. But create habits to get yourself back on track. I used to feel great about my body, my energy, my mind every Wednesday through Sunday. But I started noticing something. I'm like, that's weird. I feel great every Wednesday through Sunday, but I work out every Monday through Friday. That's interesting. Why does it take till Wednesday to feel good again? And then every Monday, Tuesday, I'd be like, I don't feel good at all. Well, guess what? Your body processes food. It processes working out. It processes a lot of things 48 hours after the actual action. So if you go out Friday, Saturday, your body actually doesn't feel it till Monday or Tuesday. So by starting 2 days earlier, now you hit the ground running. That's why I think this is important. Because if you start 1 or 2 days earlier, your body is back into it 48 hours early. You're running as soon as you get back to class, as soon as you get back from the holiday break, as soon as you step in from your vacation. This isn't something crazy that you need to do. It's simply starting the process 1 day earlier, 2 days earlier, maybe 1 week earlier. Starting a habit just a little earlier. I'm not asking you to go change the world right now. I'm telling you can change the world if we just start a little earlier. Because guess what? You start, let's say you go back home. You and your 5 friends go back home. Let's say you all go to different universities. You all come back home for college. Who's with me on this? Who's had this right now? You guys, all high school buddies, you all go out to different spots for college. You come back in for the holidays, having a great time. Hey, man, let's go out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You're like, hey, man, I'll go out Thursday with you. But Friday, Saturday, I'm getting back into it. I'm waking up early. I'm eating healthy. Guess what? Now, not only are you changing you, you're changing the people around you. Because people are going to start asking questions. Man, you're back in the gym? You're vacation, man. Oh, you're on vacation, man. Just go sit by the pool. Just go drink until you can't feel anything anymore. You're on vacation, man. You're going to start changing other people because other people are going to notice it. I promise you they're going to notice it. Think of how much your future self will thank you. I want you to think about chasing your future. Not your present, your future. Because going out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, man, that's going to be fun. That's going to be real fun. You might even see a cute girl. You might even see a cute guy. That's going to be really fun. You're going to have a lot of fun. But guess what? You start school on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're going to be hurting a little bit. And guess what? You might not even feel the consequences in the moment. You might not. You might just be running with the pack. And if you want to run with the pack, just keep doing it. Just keep going. There's nothing wrong with that. But you're not a run with the pack type of girl. You're not a run with the pack type of guy. Think about how you feel in the future. Will you feel guilty? You feel like you let yourself down? I don't know. That's for you to answer. Right? Because if you keep going along the path that you're going, you're giving yourself a chance to have self-doubt creep in your life. Oh, man, I'm just running with the pack. I can never get ahead of the pack, man. I'm always running with them. I don't know why. I can never get ahead. They're always getting job offers. I'm submitting the same thing. I don't understand. You're running with the pack because of the habits and the decisions you made. You make great decisions, you get good results. You make poor decisions, you get poor results. You make great decisions, you have opportunities others don't. Make decisions for the future self, for your future self, instead of your present self. Future success instead of short-term gain. If you continue this cycle, guess what? If you always make great choices for your future self, and that cycle just future self, eventually you'll actually be making good decisions for your present self all the time. If you keep thinking future and you start the process and it keeps going, you'll always be making good decisions for yourself right now and in the future. Use your future as your fuel. Use your future plans as your fuel to keep going. If you start to do this, you will outrun everybody in the race. In the Bible, it says run the race to win. It doesn't say run the race to run the race or run the race to tie. And it definitely doesn't say run the race to lose. I know culture wants us to. Oh, well, you lost, you still get a trophy. No. No, you don't. Those are the people that end up not in first place because they think the world, I'm not going to go there. I was going to keep going down that path, and I'm just going to not. Run the race to win is what the Bible says, and I'm going to stick with the Bible. You keep doing this, you will outrun everybody. because you will be 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, 10 years down the road, you will be outrunning everybody. Right now, actually fun story. Right now, Callie and I just bought an investment property. We talked about that a little bit. And we are pretty much broke, which is fun. Yes, we own a house, but we got our backs against the wall a little bit. And that's all right. We knew that was going to happen. As soon as we can, as soon as our next paycheck comes in or next opportunity to save comes in, we will be saving for a horse boarding facility. You guys are like, whoa, that came out of nowhere. What's going on there? Yes, that's Callie's dream, is to own a horse boarding facility. And so guess what? We're going to start investing in that now. I don't know when that will happen. I don't know if it'll happen. I believe it will because that's her dream. And if we continue to work towards it, I believe we're going to do that. 1, because I like completing goals. And 2, because she's stubborn as hell. And if she wants something, she's going to get it. And it's not going to be me giving it to her. It's going to be her earning it. It's going to be us earning it together because that's a future goal. So I tell you this for a couple reasons. 1, because I think it's a real life situation of what we're exactly talking about. 2, I think personal experiences are fun to talk to, and I understand, and I think you guys can appreciate that I'm not here to brag. I'm here to tell personal stories and to say this from a humble spot. And I think it's important for you guys to know where we are at in life because I'm doing these exact same steps because I need to hear this myself. I'm about to come off my chair right now. We're probably about 4 or 5 years away from starting a horse boarding facility. I don't know what that entails. I really don't even know what a horse boarding facility is used for. I don't know what materials it will take, how many people it'll take to run, what the facilities look like. I don't know how much it'll cost. I don't know where we're going to do it. Can we do it in Arizona? Probably not. It's hot as hell here. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to have to move across the country. I have no idea. But guess what? The next time we have an opportunity to save or invest, that's where we're putting our money. Because that's a future goal. Does that suck right now? Yes, that sucks right now. Because we get to spend less money on fun things. We are sacrificing some of our quality of life right now for a future goal. We might even be sacrificing time with our family or our friends because maybe we don't fly to see them in additional time because we're investing that money into a goal that really is just out there in the wind right now. But I promise you in 4 to 5 years, if that opportunity, when that opportunity presents itself, we will be thankful for the sacrifices we're making now, then. On a smaller scale, here's a practical scale. Some of you guys are like, I don't know even what a horse boarding facility is, and that doesn't make any sense to me. Me neither. Here's a smaller practical scale. Callie and I put $100 into an account every month for our auto and car care. $100 a month. I don't know if anything will ever happen to my vehicles. Hopefully, nothing ever happens to either of our vehicles, right? However, that's not how the world works. So we put $100 into this account every month, every month, every month, every month, every month, every month. Does it suck right now? Yes, because now we don't have $100 to go spend on nice shoes, nice clothes, nice dinner, anything like that. It's just immediately gone from our budget. We hope that we never have to use that money, but guess what? The world works in ways where your car and auto expenses will most likely come up at some point. It happens to be that my vehicle and her vehicle needed new tires at the exact same time. If you guys haven't looked at the cost of tires, go look them up. Pretty expensive. We go in and get new tires. The guy says, which I thought was ridiculous. He goes, hey man, how many months do you want to spread this payment over? And I was like, that's the world you live in? That's the question you lead with? I'm just going to pay cash. The guy's like, oh, what do you mean you pay in cash? No, I'm not some rich individual. We've been saving for 3.5 years where we've been lucky with our vehicles. We've been putting $100 in this account for 3.5 years. So yeah, my present self 3.5 years ago hated the idea of doing that. But my future self, now it doesn't have to come out of our budget. We've been doing it forever. Boom, here you go. Needs new tires. That's life. Every 60,000 miles, you probably need new tires. Boom. Here it is. Right? Once you start the habit and start stacking those wins, you will become successful. I promise you that. And once you start stacking, just keep on stacking them. Present sacrifices allow for future goals. One last point for you today is a question for you. How can you evolve and shed your old skin like a snake? And I say that because we're in Arizona where there's lots of snakes. And I say that because that's what the internet says. I've never actually seen one. So I actually have I don't even know if they're out here. They're like, oh my gosh, there's so many snakes and scorpions. I'm like, I've never seen one. How can you evolve and shed your old skin? One of the easiest ways to evolve is to surround yourself with elite individuals. Can we read books? Can we listen to podcasts? Can we chase new ideas? If I ask myself this, the question would be like, can you read books? I'd be like, no, I can't read very well. So I listen to books because my ears work really well. Most of the time, unless you ask Callie, then she'd be like, they don't really work that well. How can you surround yourself with elite individuals? We have access to so many people in this world that 10, 12, 15 years ago, we never would have had access to. I know pretty well how Ed Milet runs his life. I know pretty well how A-Rod creates deals. Yes, Alex Rodriguez, the owner of the Minnesota Timberwolves, I know how he structures deals because I listen to his podcast. I don't know him personally. I know his executive assistant personally, but that's different. I don't know him. But I know how he operates because I have access to his knowledge. If you're not utilizing the technology that we have, if you're not utilizing podcasts like this platform, if you don't like listening to me, go find somebody else to listen to. If you do like listening to me, share it with somebody else so they can have that opportunity also. But we have access to some of the brightest minds in the world through audiobooks, through actual physical book copies, which is wild that people are still printing books. Like, I'm just like, we just can't all have it on our phones. Like, we're wasting trees over here. It's crazy. Maybe it's just I can't read very well. Get access to people. Go get access. Surround yourself with elite individuals in your personal life, physically with other people, and through materials that are out there. The second is embrace growth. How can you evolve? How can you shed your own skin? Embrace growth. Discard the negativity and surround yourself with those who contribute positively to your journey. Do not surround yourself with vacuums. Vacuums, batteries. Vacuums, batteries. Callie and I talk about this all the time. Vacuums, batteries. Do not surround yourself with vacuums. If you have a vacuum in your life, get rid of them now. Yes, that is harsh, and it is meant to be harsh. If you want to grow, you cannot grow with vacuums in your life. I promise you that. Go get batteries in your life. Do not be the smartest person in the room. Allow your ego to subside. I have to do that a lot because I have a pretty big ego, and I'm self-aware of that sometimes. Go be in rooms with people that are smarter than you. Go surround yourself with higher level individuals. Get in rooms that the temperature is at 100 degrees. If you're at 60 degrees, you get in rooms that a temperature is at 100, you might get to that 80-degree thermostat. That's actually why I moved out to Arizona. Why Callie and I moved out here is because we wanted to do that. And guess what? It's actually worked. Our thermostat of life was set around 60, 65. We now are around people who are at 100, 120. We're not at 100, 120 yet. But guess what? We're at 70. We're at 75. We might even be at 80 now. Because we're just in rooms with people like that. That's intentional. And you should always be changing. Point number 3 is you should always be changing. If you go away to college for 4 years, or you go and work in a different state and you don't see family and friends for 4 years, or you go away to college and you don't see your high school friends for 4 years, you don't see them at all. Graduate high school, now you go off to college, they go off to college somewhere else, now you come back after 4 years. You guys all visualizing this with me? When you come back 4 years later and you start having conversations with them and they say, oh, you've changed. You should look at them dead in the eye and say, yes, I have. And I will continue to change. Because you should always be changing. That's how you grow. Today we are challenging you to go find a family member or a friend or a coworker or a classmate or a roommate to tackle the holiday hangover with. Lean on your anchors. Go find an accountability partner or an accountability group and attack the holiday hangover with them. And once you do that, share your journey with us. We want to support you. We want to blow you up on Instagram because we have 1 million+ followers, right? No, I'm just kidding. We don't yet. Go find a family or friend to tackle the holiday hangover with and share your progression with us on Instagram. Allow us to celebrate you in doing so. We appreciate you. We hope that you had a blessed holiday season and you have a great start to this 2025 calendar year. Thank you for tuning in with us as we tackle 2025 together. We cannot wait to see where this podcast grows because of you, where our team grows because of you, and we would not be where we are today without you. So from the bottom of my heart, and I'm speaking for my entire team, thank you. Let's inspire others. Continue to grow together.